So I have an actual specific place of forecast.
I don't have an exact number. I would say we have somewhere between 5 to 10% containment, but then that's not official either. So.
Well, Captain, be safe out there, and thank you so much for the update. Very important for those 100 or so evacuations in that subdivision just off of Driftwood Drive. That is Captain Chris Toller from the Contra Costa County Fire Department.
Well, we promised we'd get to Kim Vestal. We really needed to talk to Contra Costa County Fire to get the very latest on that. But Kim has had a very busy afternoon aside from the fire in Concord Bay Point. She's coming to us from your local Honda dealership.
Just your typical summer in July, Friday getaway. And for those of you in Contra Costa County traveling on Highway 4, we have received calls that some of the smoke has been visible to drivers. No impact on the highway, but continue to avoid Evora Road, which is shut down between Willow Pass and San Marco, as residents are evacuating. Likely a lot of chaos and confusion there. And of course, we'll keep you posted. I do want to take a Chilton Auto Body collision cam to Milpitas. A couple of delays. Southbound 880 before the 237 interchange crash has now started blocking the two right lanes. CHP has issued a special traffic advisory. Meanwhile, another crash is clearing in Milpitas on southbound 680 before Montague Expressway, now in the center divide. If you see a traffic problem, call us. The Cordell and Cordell phone force number is 415-391-KCBS. 391-5227. Next up, 4:58, traffic leader, KCBS.
A very important Mancini Sleep World 6-day weather forecast. Visit Mancini Sleep World, save on cooling mattresses and accessories, or visit sleepworld.com.
Well, we started the cool down today. You're going to kick it into overdrive for Saturday. Listen to some of the differences here. Inland parts of the bay in the low 90s today. It's going to be in the mid and upper 70s tomorrow. Happy weekend. 93 Concord today, 76 tomorrow. Livermore, your temperatures will also go down to the mid and upper 70s tomorrow. San Jose, mid 80s today, mid 70s tomorrow. Santa Rosa, you'll cool down, but not much. You didn't need to. You're already low 80s today. You'll be upper 70s tomorrow. And for the city and the immediate bay, nothing changes. Marine layer in the morning, daytime highs in the mid 60s in the city, low 70s for Oakland. We're going to stay there for Sunday, but we'll get a little bit warmer. Saturday is the coolest day in the whole 6-day forecast. We start a gradual warm up on Sunday. That keeps going a degree or two each day. And by the end of next week, we're back up to about 90 for our warmest inland locations. The city will be nearing the upper 60s. For KPIX, I'm meteorologist Aaron Peck, reminding you of the Bay Area's only local primetime newscast at 8 and 9 p.m. on Fix Plus, 44 Cable 12.
Right now, we are moving over to the O'Donnell Financial Group Money Desk. O'Donnell Financial, because planning is a process, not a product. Online at o'donnellfinancialgroup.com. Wall Street rally following encouraging reports on inflation and profits of 3M and other big U.S. companies. S&P 500 rose 1.1% for its best day in 7 weeks. Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped 1.6%, and the Nasdaq climbed 1%. Jason's going to have more on the Money Watch at 5:25.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
The largest RV show of the summer is here. Today through Sunday at El Monte RV in Dublin. Enjoy up to $10,000 off the top brands of like new 2023 models. Save on dealer-maintained motorhomes with factory warranties available and special financing too. Class A, B, and C styles. From the Big Daddy motorhomes to Sprinter-style van conversions. Don't miss your chance to win gifts, theme park tickets, concert and baseball tickets, and more. The largest RV show is today through Sunday at El Monte RV in Dublin, where they make RVing fun.
Do you get a bit anxious when a service provider comes into your home? Me too. Brian Sussman here. You don't have to worry about that with American Vision Windows. Over the past 2 decades, they've installed our windows, sliding glass doors, French doors. Technicians are always first-class pros, and backed by popular demand, American Vision Windows is offering a free upgrade to their security package, a free upgrade to the super energy efficient Sun Matrix windows, and a free upgrade to the sound package, plus free installation. This is why American Vision Windows is the #1 window company in California. Offer ends July 31st. Take advantage before summer comes to an end. To get this, 0% interest and 0 payments until 2025. AmericanVisionWindows.com. Call them now. 408-357-2558. 408-357-2558. For all offers, call or see website for details. On approved credit. Offer expires 7/31/24. CSOB number 778326.
Visit Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill to see the full selection of Thermador appliances. Thermador provides a range of possibilities, from refrigeration to dishwashers, or cooking with steam or convection. Right now, during their 1-2 free event, your savings could be up to $9,000 with qualifying purchase. You can see all of the Thermador appliances displayed beautifully in live working vignettes at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill and at Friedman'sAppliance.com.
To get you to a very busy Tim Vestal and your local Honda dealers traffic center, taking a look at Highway 1 in Pacifica.
Finally, things have settled down. We had a deadly crash about 4 hours ago, just past Devil's Slide. A car went off the cliff there. It took hours to retrieve the vehicle and complete the investigation. That's all done now. So the freeway or the highway's open again. A lot of folks that used it 92 for about 3.5 hours as an alternate. So it was really crowded in both directions, coming and going from Half Moon Bay. And now traffic on 92 looks great between 280 and Highway 1 if that's where you're headed. Our peninsula traffic also has been a little bit lighter, especially 280 between SFO and the South Bay. It's pretty sticky between Palo Alto and Mount View on southbound 101 between Oregon Expressway and Highway 85. We got a bad crash in Sunnyvale. Now CHP issuing a special traffic advisory. This is a crash on westbound 237 before Matilda. 3 cars involved and the 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic very slow as you approach 101 from the westbound side there. Next update, 5:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
We did not cool it all that much in some of those inland valleys. East Bay, I'm looking at you, but we will tomorrow. Everybody's going to cool off. We are going to see an increase in the marine layer. You're talking at 60s and 70s by the bay and inland, low 60s at the coast, 2 degrees warmer on Sunday. Traffic and weather together on KCBS. Coming up,
I'm Holly Plum. As the park fire continues to grow, the losses are just setting in for those that lost homes.
I can honestly say I woke up high.
We will have the latest on the Point Fire that is currently burning near Highway 4 in Contra Costa County.
Former President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu meet at Mar-a-Lago. Good afternoon, I'm Patty Rising.
And I'm Brett Burkhardt.
CBS News is next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and on Beat Station.
5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend Dog Food.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. California's largest wildfire so far this year doubled in size overnight. Police say it was arson with thousands forced to evacuate. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti in Chico, California.
Freight train coming through.
Newsman watched as the fire swept through his neighborhood.
It looked like one mass of smoke and flames. Yards by yards, it wasn't moving foot by foot, it was by yards. It was leaps and bounds coming through.
More than 1,600 firefighters are battling the flames north of Sacramento that have already burned through 250 square miles.
Hundreds of wildfires are burning across Canada. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says of the devastation in the tourist town of Jasper.
Our preliminary observation shows that about 33% of Jasper town site injured total or partial structural loss.
The FBI says GOP presidential nominee Donald Trump was indeed struck by a bullet during the recent assassination attempt. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu traveled to Mar-a-Lago today for a meeting with former President Donald Trump, the Republican nominee. CBS's Katrina Kaufman
I
reports.
was in the room for that brief press gaggle that they had, and both men seemed to be in very good spirits and framed their relationship as a positive one. Trump denied that there were ever bad relations between the two. He said that the relationship has always been good.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, under consideration to become Kamala Harris's running mate, will headline 2 campaign events for the vice president in the coming days in the premier battleground state.
This election poses a stark choice between the vice president and between Donald Trump.
Hundreds of thousands of spectators lined the River Seine in Paris for the opening of the Summer Olympic Games. Instead of marching into a stadium, the athletes cruised along the river 4 miles to the Eiffel Tower. CBS's Dana Jacobson says that it was a soggy ceremony.
Lady Gaga helped to kick things off with a pre-recorded performance in that rain. And then, think about this. At the very end, we see Celine Dion singing after not performing live because of an illness that she's had.
Utah officials deny clemency to a man set to be executed by lethal injection on August 8th. Haberun Dave Honey was convicted in 1999 of aggravated murder in the stabbing death of his girlfriend's mother at her home in Cedar City, tribal headquarters of the Paiute Indian tribe of Utah. The state parole board turned down Honey's request to commute his sentence to life in prison. He told the parole board he was intoxicated at the time of the murder and he would not have killed 49-year-old Claudia Ben if he had been in his right mind. The victim's family had urged the board not to commute the sentence and allow the execution to go forward. Stocks rallied on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is freeze-dried dog food. Save up to 54% off your first order, plus a free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught cod skin treats. Text dogs to 511-511. Text fees may apply.
It's 5:03 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. We are going to see more cooling tomorrow. Those inland valleys are not going to make it out of the 70s. Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rice.
And I'm Brett Burkhardt. You're listening to continuing coverage of breaking news on the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. Evacuations are underway because of a fire burning in Contra Costa County this afternoon that is very visible on your afternoon commute. Contra Costa Fire Protection District Captain Chris Toller tells KCBS it started behind a shooting range earlier this afternoon.
We got a call a little bit before 2 o'clock on a vegetation fire here off of Bora Road. And our winds usually pick up here in Contra Costa County around this time, so we have winds that are pushing this fire east into a subdivision or a neighborhood in Bay Point.
So far, it has burned 150 acres. Toller says there are at least 100 homes and apartment buildings in that area that is right around Driftwood Drive. Evacuation orders have been issued for parts of Concord and Bay Point, just north of Highway 4. We invite you to stay with KCBS as we continue to follow the firefight and the traffic implications.
We have an update on the largest fire burning in California so far this year. It's an arson-sparked wildfire that's burned 278 square miles in Butte and Tehama counties. CAL FIRE Captain Don Collins says Park Fire started Wednesday afternoon and grew quickly because of the weather.
Currently 0% contained. We are looking at a red flag warning over the incident until 11 o'clock tonight. So south winds, gusting about 20 to 30 miles an hour. And fortunately, or unfortunately, we're looking at about 98 degrees as our temperature today. So getting a little reprieve from the heat for our ground troops because it's been over 100, 108, 110. This weekend, it looks like it's going to cool down a little bit, get down into the mid-80s. So we're hoping with that cool down, that fire will also cool down as well, for lack of a better term.
CAL FIRE says 134 structures have been destroyed and 4,200 remain threatened. The fire is burning just west of where the destructive Camp and Dixie fires happened.
In the meantime, some people who were the first to evacuate on Wednesday afternoon from that fire just now seeing remnants of their homes. We get that part of our coverage from KCBS reporter Holly Kwan.
And the former news anchor and reporter in Los Angeles, then Chico, Julia Yarbo knew she had to have a go bag packed for wildfire season. It's a good thing because she now only has 2 changes of clothes left. She watched her Chico area home of 8 years burn in real time via a security camera. First she was in shock, now comes the grief, losing even the small things.
Something as simple as my spice rack on my counter. You know, yeah, I can go get food, but I have salt and pepper. I have no spices. It's such a silly little thing. We woke up this morning thinking about all of our plants that we put in. There's no water source. They're going to be dead in 2 days. There's no water. And it's hot. Yes, you eventually replace and rebuild. But it's that next level that you go, man, all the time and effort that you think of the things you created to bring you joy.
She and her husband are physically okay. They escaped in a car and trailer and are now staying out of the area, thankful that some of their neighbors' homes survived. Holly Kwan, KCBS. Well, fire departments around the state are helping out for the Park Fire. KCBS's Mary Hughes has that part of our coverage. Getting the call for help when a fire gets out of control isn't unfamiliar territory for the San Francisco Fire Department.
The month of July, a number of firefighters and equipment out at multiple fires.
Captain Jonathan Baxter with the SFSC County says they have 12 staff members assisting with the park fire, as well as equipment to help battle the blaze.
Our firefighters who are pursuing on these volunteer to go, leaving their families, friends, and their obligations behind to go help our neighbors who are in need.
This is all part of the California Master Mutual Aid Plan, where agencies can provide resources for large and expanding fires when the state asks for it. Baxter says anyone from SFFD will be there 10 to 15 days, then either replaced with new crew from the department or from other agencies. But ultimately,
our intent is to be there as long as needed and as long as we're able to provide those services.
Mary Hughes, KCBS.
Just ahead on KCBS, we'll have more on that fire. We keep an eye on it. It's 150 acres, prompting evacuations off of Highway 4 in the East Bay. Also,
this is Shannon Golden. There's a new sport on the Olympic program this year in Paris, breakdancing, and breakers in the Bay Area are excited to tune in.
We're headed to Marin County. We've got a look at KCBS traffic, sponsored by Fast Water Heater. Kim's got the latest from your local Honda Dealers Traffic Center.
So let's begin with a look at the Golden Gate Bridge. What we can see, it is foggy, but I do see a slow traffic pattern actually in both directions, coming and going from South Toledo. I also see the zipper truck in the Chilton Autobody collision cam right now, maybe doing the changing of lane configurations there right now. So traffic is slow in both directions. We don't have any new crashes to report in Marin County. It does start to slow down through Mill Valley on northbound 101 just as you come off the Richardson Bay Bridge, and you'll pick up the pace once you get into Larkspur right before you get to Sir Francis Drake Boulevard. No new problems on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. That's good news there. We are keeping tabs on traffic coming and going from the Sonoma Raceway, Sears Point, because they do have a racing event that kicks off today and will continue through Sunday. So if you are traveling on 37 westbound or eastbound, add some extra time because it's likely to be busier all weekend long. And I do have some good news for those of you hitting the road for your Friday getaway in Placer County. We have both directions of Interstate 80 shut down at Colfax because of a huge RV fire that triggered a brush fire, and they had both directions closed, but the left lane is open now, eastbound, and all the westbound lanes are open, so making progress there. Next report, 518 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
we are easing into below normal temperatures for your weekend, but not quite yet in the inland valleys. We did have the low 90s in the Concord area, but it's dropped to 85. Good news for those on the fire line for that 150-acre fire just off of Willow Pass Road near Highway 4, but the winds are picking up. We're seeing some wind gusts up to 13 miles an hour. Tomorrow, the marine layer is going to become more stubborn, keeping highs at the coast and bay in the 60s and low 70s. Inland areas in the upper 70s. Next week, we begin another slight warm-up. By the end of the week, we could see some 90s return to the inland valleys. Traffic and weather together on KCBS.
Stephen Langford here. When your hot turns to cold, you better think fast. Fast water heater. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST. That's 1-800-THINK-FAST or visit fastwaterheater.com.
Hi, I'm Brian Bakhtiari, Executive Manager of the brand new Stevens Creek Lincoln. Stevens Creek Lincoln is celebrating our first anniversary, and because we don't like to celebrate alone, everyone's invited, whether that's online, in the comforts of home, or our 2 Stevens Creek locations. Stevens Creek Lincoln is making luxury more obtainable, with pickup and delivery, mobile service, and membership perks that no one else delivers. You owe it to yourself to experience luxury with Stevens Creek Lincoln.
And now, 0% APR financing is available for 60 months with no payment for 90 days on the 2024 Lincoln Navigator. That's 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2024 Lincoln Navigator with no payment for 90 days.
Visit Stevens Creek Lincoln at our 3 convenient locations on Stevens Creek Boulevard, Valley Fair Mall, or online at sclincoln.com. And remember to buckle up and drive safely.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and Clear Skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months. Don't use it alone.
allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweat, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more. We have more now on the Newswatch.
There is a new sport on the Olympic program this year in Paris, breakdancing. Now known as breaking, 32 breakers from around the world will be competing in solo battles. KCBS's Shannon Golden sat down with breakers here in the Bay Area.
Breaking grew out of hip-hop culture in New York during the 1970s and gained popularity here in the Bay Area in the 90s. Oaklander Javon Mabon says it's an ever-evolving art form and that its inclusion in the Olympics was destined to happen.
More people are starting to be aware of it. It reached the right eyes, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people thought that breakdancing had died.
And Mabon is working to keep it alive and well. He and Gideon McCunier co-founded the team Oakland Originals back in 2016.
We perform, teach, and battle. We'll teach whoever likes to learn. We focus on the youth.
Mabon says the athleticism, dexterity, and strength breaking requires surely warrants its inclusion in the games.
Even the simplest, what they call coffee grinder, where you take one leg and you wrap it around your other leg and jump over it. Like that's using your arms, it's using your chest, it's using your neck muscles, using your leg muscles.
And McCunier says the dance style's competitive spirit is well suited for the world's biggest stage.
It's a Eurocentric, like gladiator-based type feel, so everybody likes that 2D friction.
In Oakland, Shannon Golden, KCBS.
San Francisco's Fire Chief Janine Nicholson is stepping down. As KCBS's David Welch reports, she's citing undisclosed medical concerns.
In a statement, Chief Nicholson says her last day on the job will be at the end of August. Though she didn't give specifics, she's frequently shared about her successful battle with an aggressive form of breast cancer in the past. Nicholson was appointed by Mayor London Breed in 2019. The mayor says she's leaving behind big shoes to fill.
She has been just an incredible leader, and because of her work, we've just had a great department, a well-run department.
Nicholson joined the department in 1994, where she served for more than 2 decades as a firefighter and a paramedic. She's held the rank of captain and battalion chief, and Mayor Breed says she's earned the respect of all of her colleagues by working her way up the ladder.
The rank and file, they love her, and she's worked really hard. She's had to make some tough decisions. She helped lead us through COVID.
Mayor Breed expects to select a successor in the coming weeks. In San Francisco, David Welch, KCBS.
We are a minute away from the KCBS Sports Line. We'll hear news about Klay Thompson.
Get ready to conquer the road in the all-new 2024 GMC Hummer 2X EV SUV. Experience the power of innovation with the world's first ever super truck, designed for off-road enthusiasts and electric vehicle pioneers alike. Lease the GMC Hummer 2X EV now for just $999. 36 months with only $79.95 due at signing. This seat features revolutionary crab walk mode, allowing for unparalleled maneuverability in challenging terrain. With an impressive 350 miles of range on a full charge, the GMC Hummer 2X EV combines sustainability with uncompromising performance. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Visit Fremont Buick GMC or Dublin Buick GMC today to test drive the 2024 GMC Hummer 2X EV SUV. $79.95 due at signing. Buick security deposit. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile in excess. Buy at this price, plus tax, title, license, and registration fees. For well-qualified less people, not all buyers will qualify. For delivery by July 31st, 2024. GMC, we are professional grade.
If you're just joining us, evacuations are underway in North Contra Costa County at this moment due to a fire that's already burned 150 acres. About 100 homes have been evacuated in parts of Concord and Bay Point. Keep it tuned to KCBS for the latest. KCBS News Time 5:15.
Matt Pittman joins us on the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk. Here's something kind of unusual. The Warriors owner is talking Klay Thompson's exit.
Yeah, after the fact, significantly after the fact. Okay, let's just hear from Joe Lacob, the Warriors owner, speaking with Tim Kawakami on the latest episode of Odyssey's The TK Show podcast, giving his rendition of how things went down with Klay Thompson, who began in fall of last year before the season began.
So we made an offer to him in the fall, substantially higher than what he ultimately wound up signing for. So I thought it was very fair.
Ended up signing a 3-year, $50 million offer. To hear it from Mr. Lacob, sounds like it might have been somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 years and north of $50 million. Klay left the offer on the table, and for free agency rolled around after the season ended, Joe Lacob says that's when Klay Thompson's tenure with the Warriors ended.
To be frank, Klay made the decision prior to the injury that he informed us of it, that his intention was to not come back.
Which, if you think about it, kind of tracks with what Klay said after he signed it. He was ready for a fresh start, still feels like he has plenty to give, and where the Warriors are right now, they need more role player, and they just didn't have the money to sign him. Klay Thompson, 12 brilliant years with the Warriors, none of that changes. However, interesting comments from the owner. You can hear the full conversation on the Odyssey's TK Show podcast on the free Odyssey app. At the Sports Desk, Matt Pittman, KCBS.
When you've been injured in an accident, please know the insurance company is not on your side.
The job of the insurance company is to pretend that you don't really deserve any compensation.
Our job is to call their bluff.
Our job is to make them do the right thing.
You're a smart person and you're determined, but when you talk to the insurance company of the people who injured you, it's not going to turn out the way you hoped.
Some insurance people are trained to lead you down the wrong path.
Don't talk to the insurance company.
Please, don't talk to the insurance company.
Talk to Habas Law instead. When you talk to us, your day is about to get a whole lot better.
With Habas Law on your side, you can relax.
We've been part of this community for over 37 years.
We know where to go.
We know what to do.
We know who to talk to.
Call Habas Law 1-800-INJURED.
We're extremely good at what we do.
Let us do it for you.
Meet with us. Talk with us.
Let us fix this for you.
It's just a week and small.com.